Welcome in to the Fantasy Rush, guys. This is your guys, Nolan, Bailey, and Austin, fully back. All three of us are back together again, feeling good, ready to get mock draft number 2 out for you guys. You guys showed great support on the first one, so we're back here doing the second. We're mixing it up a little bit. We're doing a 12-team full PPR mock draft, so that changes a little things for you, but we want to get all the different types of mock drafts in so before the season starts. This time we're adding a twist every single time. Last time we picked our picks, but this time we're laying a wheel to decide every single time where we are positioned in the draft. So if it really somehow happened, we all could be positioned at 1, 2, and 3, 8, 9, 10, all next to each other or 2 next to her. We'll see how it goes. How you guys doing today?
Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, doing good.
Yep, we're really glad to have everybody back. We're not going to waste too much time with you guys. If you guys do want to see us more, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps out a lot. We've seen a lot of great retention on shorts, but we hope you guys appreciate the videos and subscribe to the channel as well. And if you guys want to follow us on TikTok, it is the Fantasy Rush Pod. Make sure you guys go hit that up too. We're getting some great content from Bailey out there. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Which one of you two want to spin first? Austin. All right, so we're spinning for Austin here. 12 team.
Give me 4. I'm gonna land on 4.
That was pretty fast, you know. Oh my God. 5. He got 5.
5? Do I like 5 with a 12-round draft? I don't know.
Let's
see how it goes.
Really matter. It's what you're picking at. All right, Bailey, you ready?
Yeah.
All
11.
Right.
I did a mock from here today, so.
All right. Well, then you should be very ecstatic then. And then give me 10 or 4.
1.
Oh my God.
2.
This is where I picked.
Yep.
When me and Bailey did our mock draft, I picked it to 2.
Well, we're keeping it.
Yeah, we can't disregard it. So I'm at the 2.
I'll trade my 11 pick for your 2.
Nah, I'm okay. All right, so I'm picking out the 2. Austin's at the 4. So me and Austin are.
I'm at the 5.
He's at the
Okay.
5.
Yep. I'm at the 2. Austin's at the 5. Bailey's the 11. So me and Austin are still relatively close. Bailey's all the way down there at the turn. So, but a lot of different strategies to see from us three. So let's head into that. Alrighty, guys, we got our picks. I'm at the 2. Austin's at the 5. Bailey's all the way down there at the 11. This is a 12-team full PPR snake draft. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. Last time we did 10-team half PPR with me and Bailey. If you want to check that out, I'm going to leave the video link in the description. But this is our first mock draft with all 3. Hoping to get at least one of these out to you guys every week leading up to the season. If you guys do enjoy mock drafts, please leave a like below and make sure to comment who had the best draft at the end of it. Let's get right into it here, starting the mock draft. Austin Eckler goes 101. Huh?
What? What?
Nah, bro. Nah.
Hey, Team 1 might be onto something, dude. High-powered offense. Full PPR. Full PPR. Are you guys frozen? Why aren't you singing?
I'm just a little confused about that, but that's okay. I guess full PPR changes things in Sleeper's ranking system, even though it still says he was ranked the 4th running back, but that's okay. Well, Team 1 is on a mission. Like Austin said, Austin Eckler goes 101, which leaves me with a really interesting decision here. I went Jonathan Taylor with my first selection. Chris McCaffrey follows. Then Justin Jefferson goes and leaves Austin on the board at 105. Talk us through your pick here, Austin.
All right, I'll tell you what. I was not expecting Eckler to go 101, and then obviously Taylor McCaffrey should go where they should, and I was not expecting Jefferson to go off the board. I was expecting Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry falls to me at the 105, I'm going to pick him, but if he had not fallen, I'm picking Cooper Kupp. Those are 2 of the highest scoring players in their position. I can't go wrong with this pick. I'm quite happy. I'm going Derrick Henry.
Alrighty, Austin goes Derrick Henry, followed by Joe Mixon, Cooper Kupp, Najee Harris, Dalvin Cook, and then Jamar Chase off the board. So probably the top 3 premier wide receivers go off the board here before Bailey's pick, and then probably the top premier running backs also. So it puts Bailey in a weird spot here, talking to your pick at 11, Bailey.
Yeah, I'm looking at a few different players with this pick here, this 2 picks that I have coming up pretty much at a turn for the most part. I don't know. I see Devontae Adams sitting there, but I don't know. I don't really want to go that direction. I'm gonna spice this draft up a little bit. I'm gonna go Travis Kelce.
Oh, spicy.
Okay,
I like that.
Bailey goes Travis Kelce round 1, followed and Diggs and then Swift go right after him, which puts him back up on the clock.
So I'm gonna follow that pick up. I'm gonna go back to the basics, what a lot of people do in the early rounds of their fantasy drafts. Everyone's picking the running backs. I gotta jump on that running back wave. I'm gonna pick up one of the most consistent running backs past few years. I'm gonna go with Nick Chubb.
That is a cold pick, my friend.
Nah.
Alrighty, so Nick Chubb followed by Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb. That's still crazy. Mark Andrews, Debo, and the first quarterback goes Josh Allen at the 2-7, which leaves Austin here at the 2-8, second pick in the second round.
All right, Josh Allen went a little early.
Yes.
Running backs on the board, we have Alvin Kamara, Saquon, Javonte, Aaron Jones. All guys who maybe 2 years ago would have been a first-round pick. Mm-hmm. Kamara, you're going to stay away from because he is likely being suspended. That's all I'm saying as a dynasty owner. I would so love to pick Saquon. He let me down last year. I'm going with Tyreek Hill. He has a lot of questions going to Miami, but what you cannot question is his talent.
Yes. So Tyreek Hill goes off the board there. So Austin has Derrick Henry and Tyreek Hill, a very strong 1-2 punch here, followed by Kamara, and then my said pick, Aaron Jones, goes to pick before me. So that is unfortunate, but that's okay. All right, so like Austin was saying, there's probably a tier for me of running backs still on the board right now, with Saquon, Javonte, Fournette, and Zeke, and maybe James Conner fall into that. After that, I feel like there's a big enough drop-off for me. And then wide receivers still on the board. Mike Evans, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, T. Higgins, maybe even if. And then I feel like there's another big drop-off for me. And the tight ends are already gone, top 3 tight ends. And I'm not taking top 2 tight ends. I'm not taking a quarterback here this early. So I think I have to go into the tier of either running back or wide receiver. And I feel like I could wait a little bit. So I feel like I'm going to take a running back here. The question is it Saquon, Javonte, Zeke, or I don't know. It might just be biased to me seeing all these things on Instagram, but I really don't think I'm out. I was last year. I was so beyond out on Saquon because we all knew that he said that he was going to be on the pup. He was going to be a little shaken up going into the year. He was on like 10 snaps, 15 snaps first 2 weeks, and then the whole rest of the season he was pretty injury prone. Didn't really play. I think all of us 3 of us were pretty out. Let Austin down a little bit, but yeah. So, but this year it looks like he's going back into it. The Giants just got a huge upgrade in Brian Dable, their offensive coordinator. Came from the Bills, or their head coach. He came from the Bills to be their head coach. So, hopefully he can help them out, getting him more involved. And Saquon just seems to be healthy again. I see him in training camp videos. He's fully healthy. He's not on the pup. He's not on injury list. So I think my pick here is going to be Saquon. We're going to see what happens after that. Okay, so Fournette goes Fatty Fournette, new nickname, by the way. Came in the training camp. I don't know if you saw Austin, but he came in the training camp weighing 270 pounds.
Oh.
Well, 265, but basically 270, you know.
Damn. Hey, he's a power back.
They said he weighed in last year at like 230 something, so he came in like 40 pounds heavier. So that's cool. You know, big up those gains.
Those fish and chips.
Whatever they eating down there in Tampa, bro. And then AJ Brown goes off the board here, where I know me and Bailey aren't particularly high on. Austin, are you in or out this year on AJ Brown?
Oh, I'm 100% in.
Okay, I'd love to hear the reasoning real quick.
Revamped offense, Jalen Hurts, comeback season, a little rough, but he showed some, good strides. I like the offense of the Eagles, and I like AJ Brown's talent, and he's got Devontae Smith alongside him, two very hard guys to guard. So,
yeah, I'm just a little out on his injury risk, which is pretty big for AJ Brown. But that's why I don't want to take him in somewhere like the third round. But that's
fair.
So I have two running backs here, Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley. I'm really happy with. This is a full PPR draft. We do have to remember this. So taking guys that are going to catch the ball a lot is going to be a big factor into this. And there is a guy on the board now that probably has one of the best quarterbacks of all time throwing to him, and his number one wide receiver last year went down to an injury towards ACL. So he's going to be the primary target to be looking at here. And he's always a top 12 wide receiver every single year in fantasy football. Gets very underrated. I'm going with my guy at Texas A&M, Mike Evans here.
Good one.
T. Higgins goes off the board, and then Javonte Williams, which puts Austin back on the clock here.
All right, I have a few options here. Obviously, I don't have a good RB2. Running back value, the running back position drops off a bit, so the value goes even more up for these second, third, fourth round guys. Wide receivers have a few good options of guys that produce every single year. Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson, McLaurin just got a big contract. A few guys there with good potential too below him. Could go tight end here. Pick my guy. You guys know who my guy is, Kyle Pitts. You guys know I like going tight end early. Every time I don't go tight end early, it goes against me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to pick tight end, it'd probably be now.
Sticking to the man, Austin.
Yeah. And I have a good value guy right here in the third round, James Conner. He was top 10 running. Was he a top 10 running back last year?
I think he was like 8 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, so I don't see any of that production dropping. You also got Cam Akers. He came off of his Achilles injury, a little slow, but for a good reason. I think I'm going to try and go ahead with I'm switching up last second.
Oh.
Going with my guy, Kyle Pitts.
All righty.
There we go.
Probably a guy that's going to see upward 25%, upward 27% target share in Atlanta. So
love it.
Definitely a PPR machine. Not so big on the touchdowns rookie year, but he looks to improve. All right. After that, Keenan Allen, Ezekiel Elliott, Bailey's man, Justin Herbert, James Conner, and then Patty Mahomes to round off at Bailey's first pick of his little wraparound. Bailey, talk us through your third round selection.
I normally would go with Cam Akers. I am a little bit high on him this year in fantasy football. He's out of camp. He said that he's never felt better coming off of that injury from last season where he came back into the playoffs. But I did pick him in the last fantasy draft that we did, so I'm gonna switch it up. I don't want to be too similar to our last draft. So I'm going to pick someone else, and I do need another running back. The running back depth is going down, but I don't really like anyone at the value that I'm going to be getting them at. Could go a few options at wide receiver that I'm kind of liking. I'm gonna go with someone that halfway through the year they proved me wrong. The first half of last season, I was not high on them at all. I thought they were just getting off to a hot start and they were just getting lucky with their receptions and their touchdowns that they were getting. But he proved me wrong later in the season. His production just stayed the same, if not got even better as the season went on. Had subpar quarterback play last season. He might have another subpar quarterback this season, but he's proved that it's not going to affect him. I'm going to go with Deontay Johnson here.
I knew who you were going with. It's right when you started talking because of the TikTok. If you guys check out our TikTok today,
Yep.
there was a recent TikTok about Deontay Johnson. All right, off the board, George Kittle and Travis Etienne, which puts Bailey back up on the clock real quick.
And
Bailey has a tight end, running back, and wide receiver, very rounded out team so far.
well, I was gonna pick Travis Etienne with this pick,
Well,
so
Team 12 had a little bit more to say about that.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit low, so I thought for sure I could have gotten him with this pick, but so there goes that.
The good thing about the sleeper AI is it doesn't just go off of ADP. It
No,
goes
yeah.
like
No, it's good.
all
It's
the variables.
the
That's
most realistic.
Yeah, that's why I like mock drafting on Sleeper, not sponsored, soon to be, hopefully. Yeah, Sleeper mock drafts. You guys want a good platform? Does really good because they don't just take the stupid players; they take players way ahead of when they're supposed to go. So it's like a real draft.
All right, so I definitely need to get a running back here. I already said no to Cam Akers. Antonio Gibson, he let me down last season, so I'm gonna stay away from him. I think 4th round is where you could start going with a rookie running back and Brees Hall, but you know what? Now I'm gonna do something I normally don't do. Usually I don't draft this guy, stay away from him, but since it's a mock draft, I'll draft the Bears running back. I'll draft David Montgomery.
I like him, but it might be a little bit biased. Alrighty. After Dave Montgomery, Darren Waller goes. Cam Akers, Antonio Gibson, Michael Pittman Jr., and Terry McLaurin, which was Austin back on the clock. Austin also has gone running back, wide receiver, tight end, along with Bailey. So very well-rounded team. Austin, talk us through your 4th round selection.
Yeah, it's surprising that Pittman and McLaurin fall all the way to the 4th. That shows just how deep wide receiver is this year. Can I first say that Team 10's team's pretty scary, especially PPR? Chase, Adams, Mahomes, and then Waller. That's crazy. I had to shout them out.
Yeah, shout out Team 10.
They go on with that 0 running back strategy.
Literally. We'll see how that works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously I need an RB2, but hear me out. Derrick Henry. Last year was my RB1 and my RB2.
Oh, yeah, all the way through the year, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, no, but when I wasn't losing games. I was about 500, but that gets you to the playoffs. That's all I ask. I do, like this, like Bailey said, this come around this area of the draft. Rookie running backs, good shot to take. I took Gibson when he was a rookie. That worked out well for me. So I'm not afraid to do that again with Brees Hall. But the wide receivers, I don't know. I think some of these guys aren't going to fall back to me. And I'm going to go for a bit of a reach on the ADP. But I just really like this guy. And there was a TikTok about him.
Fuck. That was my pick. I guess when you when you're on a business with everybody, you see each other's picks. That's it.
It was a reach. I knew he wasn't going to get back to me.
Well, he wouldn't have because I would have taken him. But yeah, Cortland Sutton goes, very wise pick from Austin. A great selection, indeed. DK Metcalf, and then the guy that you both were hyping up here in the 4th round, Brees Hall does go to Team 3. So the rookie running back is going in the end of the 4th, which is, I think, decent spot for him. Without Cortland Sutton going, though, it gives me an opportunity to talk about someone else I'm extremely high on. And I'm usually I usually hate this person, but for some reason I just love them this year, which is great because they go so late. And I feel like he's the kind of the last running back that I really want to draft. Josh Jacobs, for whatever reason, I usually am so out on him, but for some reason this year I just feel like he's gonna be so great because one, he had the offseason surgery, so he's not on the PUP start season. We started today, by the way, training camp. He's on the PUP, so he's fully healthy. And they just got Devontae Adams, which usually the Raiders on offense are so prone to run because their receivers like Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, all of them, whatever. They didn't have any receiver besides Darren Waller, so they just doubled Darren Waller and stacked the box. Now they have Devontae over the top, get so much pressure off of Josh Jacobs and even Derek Carr, so he's still going to involve the running backs in the pass game in this offense. So it's gonna be great to see Josh Jacobs finally get. I think, and he's in the contract year, and when running backs, especially running backs are in contract year, they want to show out because if your running backs doesn't get a contract, they can just fall out of the league, just draft a new one. So I think Josh Jacobs has a lot to prove here. That's why I'm going to take him. We'll see who. Okay, Judy and Morgo. That doesn't affect me much. Also, something to note. Did y'all see the Ian Rappaport and J.K. Dobbins scuffle on Twitter?
I saw something happen, but I didn't see the exact.
Basically, Ian
stuff that was
Rappaport,
said.
he reported that this is a good short for y'all listening. Ian Rappaport reported that J.K. Dobbins was gonna be not ready to start the actual NFL season, and then J.K. Dobbins tweets at Ian Rappaport saying you should interview me and quote me for this information. I'm fully ready to go. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I love that.
And now on Sleeper, he's on the pup, so he is evidently not going to be there. But well, we don't know yet. But he's not there to start training camp. Wasn't going to be my pick anyway, but it's fine. So we are in a full PPR to have 3 running backs, so I'm obviously going to stay away from that pick here. The tight end room, not anything I want to look at right now. Quarterback, I think I can wait as well. Because there's some still high value wide receivers here. And an offensive thing is going to take the leap next season. Marquis Brown's been really, really good for the first 6 weeks when DeAndre Hopkins is suspended. So if you want to take the upside in that's a really good spot to do it. Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, I really don't trust at all to do anything for me. Amari Cooper could be really good, but I think Deshaun Watson's going to be suspended at least 6 games. So I think that's a little risky there. Waddle's good too, but Tyreek Hill, like Austin's selection, I feel like he's going to take a lot more of the targets away. So the guy I'm going to go with here is a guy that sucked a lot in his fantasy career until last season he broke out and proved that he has the talent in him. He proves he can stay healthy for a full season. I'm going with Mike Williams of the Chargers.
Good pick.
Following that goes Lamar and Jalen. Waddle puts Austin back up on the clock here. 2 wide receivers, a running back, and a tight end.
All right, so I have a few ideas here. Knowing that information that you just shared with me and with the viewers, that J.K. Dobbins, called out Ian Rappaport. I'd like to hear that. I was high on him last year. Didn't work out. Could work out this year as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I want to take those chances? Maybe come draft night. Right now, I want to try a few other things. Wide receivers, the wide receiver room right now. Marquis Brown sure looks he looks pretty tasty. Pause. But everybody else, I don't know. Amari Cooper, Deshaun Watson's going to be suspended. Godwin could be a good pick. I've never went around picking him. Allen Robinson, I traded for him when I traded Josh Allen for Allen Robinson.
You want to repeat for the viewers what the full trade was last year?
What was it? It was
I can tell you.
Yeah,
it was so the trade. Austin traded away Josh Allen for receiving Russell Wilson and Allen Robinson.
Yeah, okay. I realize how that sounds. Russell Wilson was hurt most of the season. He was just coming back. And Allen Robinson
sucked because the Bears wouldn't put him in the offense.
Yes. But I was also in last place. I was in last place, so I was hoping for a miracle turnaround for Allen Robinson. That was the state I was in after Derrick Henry got injured. Okay? That was my thought process. So, because I'm not going to go Dobbins, all the other running backs, there is one that I have my eye on that you probably know who it is. I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if it gets past Bailey. I'm going to go with my quarterback, Joe Shiesty.
All right. Austin's little dick rider. Joe Burrow goes in the 5th round. Eli Mitchell, Amari Cooper, J.K. Dobbins, Dalton Schultz, and Chris Godwin to wrap up that round. A lot of injuries in that round that just went between Austin and Bailey, which puts Bailey back up on the clock with a pretty good pool of players.
Yeah, I already know who I'm going to pick right here. So I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to pick someone that's already been brought up in this round of this mock draft. I'm going to go with Marquis Brown. I like the upside that he brings while D-Hop is out there, so he's going to get a little bit of a head start in the receiving game there in Arizona. So hopefully that continues once D-Hop comes back. And then between my two picks goes Clyde Edwards-Helaire and the aforementioned Allen Robinson that we were just talking about. I'll let Austin down. Neither one of those were going to be my pick that I was going to follow it up with. I was looking at running back with this pick. I'm deciding between two guys, so I can't make up my mind. I like one. I'm going to pick the guy I like just a little bit better, I think. You could say he's technically the RB2 on his team, but I don't know. I think it's going to be – he's gotten more and more carries and more touchdowns, more and more yards each year he's been in the NFL. So I think he's going to improve even more. I think this season is going to be the real season where he makes that backfield more of a right down the middle split rather than like 60-40 that we saw last season.
He's also been hitting the legs, He's been hitting the legs real good.
Yeah, but I'm still good with
and that
A.J.
mascot.
Dillon on my team.
He hit that mascot really hard too.
Oh yeah, he trucked the fuck out of that mascot.
Yeah.
I'll put in that clip right now so you can see on the screen. But yeah, he absolutely laid out the mascot. That just shows, bro, you tackle low. It shows. All right, following that pick, Michael Thomas, Brandon Cooks, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders puts Austin back up on the clock in the 6th round. 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a QB.
Okay, so that was a good pick, Bailey. That's who I was referencing. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't make or if he made it, Pat. You know what I'm trying to say. So I have a pretty well-rounded team. Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, Pitts, Sutton, good receiving core, and I got my quarterback. I am ecstatic about my starting lineup week in and week out, right? But I do need a running back. And now is the time to get an RB2. I'll have one of the weaker RB2s in the league. That's okay because there's a few guys here still left that can take those RB2 duties. Damien Harris had a few good games over for the Patriots. Kenneth Walker, he's a rookie. He's going for the RB2 role in Seattle. Kareem Hunt, I've had him a couple years. Greatest backup running back in the league right now. And Cordell Patterson, we know what he did last year. But I am going to reach a little bit. I'm actually reaching quite a bit. And I hope this works out. I'm taking a big risk here. He is the number 1 running back in Seattle. Seattle's future does not look very good. Rashad Penny tore it up towards the end of last season. I'm going to go ahead and draft him.
Yeah, just so y'all know, Austin did take Rashad Penny 50 spots ahead of his ADP.
Yes.
But that's just the confidence, guys. If you're confident in a player, you got to go get him. T.J. Hawkinson and Mooney go off the board there. Damn it. Mooney was someone I was definitely considering. Hawkinson, I am so beyond out on. It's not even funny, but that's okay. So I'm at the end of the 6th round here. I have 3 running backs who I really believe in, 2 wide receivers who I think could be really good PPR monsters. And then looking on here, I don't have a quarterback and I don't have a tight end. And neither does team 1, so I should probably be playing smart here if I want somebody. Kyler Murray just got signed to a 5-year, $250 million extension type thing, so he's going to be back and wanting to play for the Cardinals. But obviously, if you both know, that's not the quarterback I have my eye on right now. And I took this quarterback last draft, and I'm going to have to do it again because he slipped a whole round to me. So I'm going to have to do it here. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts. As my quarterback. I'm very high. I think he's the highest quarterback I am. See, team 1 took quarterback, so I think they would have been Hurts or Wilson. Hopefully, supposedly, but I'm just so high on Hurts as a fantasy quarterback more than the NFL quarterback because of his rushing upside and everything that he can do for the team. I think he's going to blow up this year in fantasy. But Kareem Hunt and Russell Wilson go off the board here. I only have 2 wide receivers and no tight end, so I'm probably going to lean in that direction, this being a full PPR. And there's definitely been a big pretty much drop off for me here in tight ends and wide receivers. So this is probably the range I'd call the dead zone for players, supposedly, where it's a lot of people you don't want to take, so you got to take somebody. This is where something like what Austin just did, where he reached 50 spots in ADP, but the next people were not – they were very ugly-looking people, so it didn't really mean that much to him.
Hey, there's some sexy people in there.
There's some, but there's a lot of garbage in here. Not to be mean.
Don't come after their looks.
Yeah, you're right. Some of them a bit sexy, but that's I think since I have a pretty stable looking team, I'm gonna shoot for some upside here with my next pick. I'm looking for that. There's 2 rookies, wide receivers, Drake London, Treylon Burks. I don't know if you guys heard the reports at camp and Titans mini camp yet, but
yeah,
Treylon Burks has been dealing with some asthma issues and cannot partake in a full practice yet.
That's scary to hear.
So the guy he's been a first-round pick on can't get through a full NFL practice. Let's hope that he fixes that one. But for now, I'm OUT on Treylon Burks. Fuck that shit. Drake London is pretty good too. Juju Smith, new team, could be the wide receiver 1 with Patrick Mahomes. You know, they got that TikTok connection through Bloodline. So Gabe Davis, Devontae Smith, and there are people I'm really high on. Elijah Moore, who I love as well. But I think if I'm shooting for straight upside here, I'm going to take Juju in hopes that he gets the wide receiver 1 role. Following Juju goes D-Hop, off suspension, and Rashard Bateman puts Austin back on the clock.
Okay, that's a good value pick, Nolan, with Juju. We'll see how that works out. So I can do a few things. Am I crazy for picking Kenneth Walker here, 2 Seattle running backs?
I mean, if you really want to get the fucking guy out of Seattle, I'd call you crazy for doing it back-to-back picks in the 6th and the 7th. Yeah, probably. But, I mean, it's up to you. It's your mock draft. The people are going to vote who they think's the best at the end, so it's up to you.
Well, I have a few guys here on the wide receiver list that look pretty nice, if I do say so myself. However, now is the time that I need to pick up some running back value. And you know what my middle name is.
So
Michael.
Austin goes both Seattle running backs. He takes the one that's 60 ADP spots lower first in the round above, and then takes Kenneth Walker. So interesting draft strategies from Austin here, but we're going to go with it. Off the board next is Gabriel Davis, Kyler Murray, Damien Harris, Dak Prescott, and Cordell Patterson, which lines up Bailey at the 7-11.
Yeah, I was really hoping that I was going to get a steal in this 7th round by getting Kyler Murray. I saw there's only a few teams left that had to pick quarterbacks, and I was hoping that none of them would go Kyler Murray. I wouldn't say I was expecting it, but that's what I was hoping for because –
holy fuck, Team 7's going 0 RB.
Full PPR.
Full PPR.
Especially when you have like Zeke kind of catches passes, but he's not a pass catching back, I would say. So, all right. So back to my pick. What
Bailey's still quarterback list at the moment. I think he is one of 3 teams in this draft left that doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, I'm not gonna go quarterback with this pick. I think I'm feeling a little bit shaky on my wide receiver depth, so I want to get someone that can offer me a little bit of a upside, and I'm going to take the rookie wide receiver that just you look at it, his stats on paper, his intangibles. He's 6'5", I think. Makes up for a perfect red zone threat. So hopefully he gets a lot of those touchdowns that Kyle Pitts was struggling to get early in the season. I'm going to go with Drake London.
Off the board following Team 12 did take a quarterback. I doubt it's the quarterback you were after, but they went Asthma Man and Tom Brady, which puts Bailey back on the clock again.
And once again, not going to go quarterback here. It's like Nolan said, the dead zone of fantasy football draft. So I'll take the value at quarterback when I see fit. And I'm going to come back to the running back room here. I'm going to pick the better of the two Dallas running backs. I'm going to pick Tony Pollard.
Bailey has gone with the handcuffs, the two high-value handcuffs, I'd say, in fantasy, in A.J. Dillon and Tony Pollard. See how that goes out for them. Off the board, next we have Devin Singletary, Devontae Smith, Tyler Lockett, Elijah Moore, and Dallas Goedert.
Okay. So it is full PPR. I only have 3 pass catchers. Looking at Team 7, that's a little scary. Mm-hmm. But I got my value at running back. Now is the time to take some shots on some guys who, I could potentially put in the flex and they can maybe catch a touchdown for me. Or, who knows, maybe they'll pop off or they'll end up on the waiver wire like my whole draft does. So, couple guys. We got Garrett Wilson, right, over at the Jets. Zach Wilson's his QB. They're looking to be a more fire-powered offense this year. Who knows if that's the case? All right, we got Renfro. Oh, whatever. I never picked that guy. Ayuk, Olave over. I like picking rookie wide receivers, man. I just do. Maybe it's a sin of mine, but whatever. And we got a few other value guys that maybe will fall to me come the turnaround. So I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and go Garrett Wilson. I like what he did over at Ohio State. So.
All righty, Garrett Wilson off the board there. Following goes Aaron Rodgers and Chase Edmonds. Leaves me on the clock here. I've gone through wide receiver, through an excellent quarterback here. Leaves me on the board here with, I'd say, a lot of solid options now as we progress later through the draft. Like you said, Hunter Renfro's on the board here. I'm not too intrigued after the Devontae Adams pickup. Ayuk. Olave, new receiver. Robert Woods, new landing spot. Claypool, who is interesting to me. I think he's actually going to be the best pick for a wide receiver this season here.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of a bold take, but I think he's going to take that jump over Deontay this year, and he's going to prove it that the Steelers don't need to pay any of their wide receivers and can let them continuously cycle until they find the next Antonio Brown. But there are 2 tight ends here I think are really good. Zach Ertz is one of the people that are going to be really, really good the first 6 weeks. Last 6 weeks of the season, he was like a tight end, like 5 or something like that, because no D-Hop due to injury. And we saw with no D-Hop, Kyler Murray looked to Zach Ertz a lot. So that's a great value pick here. And then Dawson Knox, who's going to be a huge part of this Bills offense here. A lot of people see Gabe Davis as the second passing option to Diggs, but I think it's Knox. Knox, when he was healthy, was the clear red zone threat, even over Diggs, which is huge to say because Diggs is such a beast in the red zone. But Dawson Knox is gaining the trust of Josh Allen already here. Another name I want to throw in here is Pat Friarmuth. Coming out of Steelers camp here, they have said that he is going to have an expanded role in the offense. We don't know what that really means because that they say that a lot about a lot of people. But be good to see him get some reps out there. But yeah, as I've been walking through here with my things, I'm going to go with the last people I think is going to be good for tight end here. I'm going to go with Dawson Knox. Brandon Ayuk and Melvin Gordon follow my selections there. That didn't really do much for me. I do think Melvin Gordon's actually a pretty good value pick, unlike most, where Javonte's going like 3rd round. Melvin Gordon's going 9, and they finished pretty much back-to-back in RB like 9 and 11 last year. So,
yeah.
Alrighty, I think my next selection is going to be a wide receiver, and this is the stuff that if you're listening to this podcast right now and you're ahead of the game here, you're a month ahead of your league mates who are going to be probably waiting for to figure out who they're going to pick in late August. This is something you need to take note for. So the PUP list, if you're on the PUP, you get to be on the PUP for at least 6 weeks, which means you basically won't be active until like the last game of preseason, like right before the NFL season starts, is what according to where this happened today. And Packers just placed their rookie wide receiver Christian Watson on the PUP. And a lot of people are thinking that Christian Watson, it's really upside. It's the rookie that took the first round or early second. He could be the guy. He's on the pup. He's not going to be there at training camp, which means he has no time to gain trust with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to open the season and see this new rookie out there. Doesn't really know. He could be extremely talented, but he doesn't have the connection. We know Aaron Rodgers is a little diva. He wants his connection with his receivers. The guy that's going to be getting all the targets in training camp, in my opinion, is going to be Allen Lazard. So I'm going with him here, and followed that is Hunter Renfrow. And Team 4 goes 2 tight ends here when they take Zach Ertz. Austin, to put you back on the clock in the middle of the 9th round.
All right. Not going to lie, I thought his name was Chester Watson this entire time he's been in the league.
I mean, we can call him that.
No, I had to double check. So I have a few different routes to go here. I can fill up my wide receiver room with some more rookie wide receivers, which, I mean, you can only have so many rookie wide receivers on your team, which, I'm also not afraid to do. But I don't think I want to do that right now. Where I do want to go is probably get some more depth at RB. The value drops off even more after the next couple, guys come off the board. I really like James Cook. He is going to be that number 2 running back over in Buffalo. High-powered offense. Devin Singletary, he is a good running back. We know that. But, I mean, we like James Cook's chances at being a good handcuff this year. I like it. I really do like it. But I also like going with value, and value drops off a bit in this certain position. So therefore, I'm going with kicker. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going with tight end, Pat Friarmuth. Let's get him. 2 tight ends.
All right. I'm just going to go ahead and finally going to pick a quarterback. I'm going to pick the final remaining quarterback that I would be confident enough to have as my starting quarterback this fantasy football season. So I like the value where I can take him right here with this pick. I'm going to go with Derek Carr. And then after my pick goes Chase Claypool and Robert Woods, 2 guys I wasn't thinking of taking. And then I'm going to continue with these handcuff running backs that I've been drafting all throughout this draft, hoping that one of them, the guy in front of them, goes down with an injury. So when that does happen, I have another running back one to pair with Nick Chubb or David Montgomery if he does have a breakout season like I'm hoping for if this were my fantasy football team. I'm going to pick the same running back that I drafted last mock draft that we posted between me and Nolan. I'm going to go with Ramondre Stevenson. If you want more of a explanation on how much of what I think to expect from him this fantasy football season, you can go back and look at that fantasy football draft. And now it will be Austin's pick. Hopefully he gets back in enough time.
Before I start,
yeah,
freaking Sydney McLaughlin just broke the world record 400-meter hurdles. The previous, she had it. It was 52-1 something. She broke 52, broke 51. The world record's 50.68, bro. She is nuts.
I heard you going like crazy.
You heard, dude. Watch the freaking highlight later, and I'm gonna watch it over again. But yeah, I just thought I'd tell you guys. All right, I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I see so many people, so many of my friends that are still up in Oregon. Like all of them are going to it this past week.
Dude, she's crazy. Okay.
Did you make 2 picks when I was gone, Bailey?
Yep.
Straight up.
All right, I got 40 seconds. I'm gonna go.
Oh, all right. Go, Austin.
All right, so 30 seconds left on the clock. We had to take a little intermission, but I have a few options I can go here. Running backs currently on the board: Ronald Jones, Pierce, Mattinson. Backup guys: I don't really want to go here right now. I got, only 3 on my team, but they're going to have to do for now. I could go Christian Watson, Sterling Moore, Kadarius Toney, who I would like to pick. He's on my dynasty team. I like him a lot, but I'm going to take a shot here. Okay, well, thanks. No, I was going to make it in time, but
okay. Well,
but I'll use this opportunity to talk a little more. I'm going to go – his week 1 status is to be determined. We don't know how far that's going to go. But here in the 10th round is a chance I'm willing to take because, there's worse options than this. I've drafted Michael Thomas with the first-round pick. He's out for the entire season. So I don't mind going with Michael Gallup here at 10:08. All right? You can resume.
Yeah, I guess we took a little intermission there. I forgot to pause it. So, Bailey, did you walk us through the picks you made?
I did.
Cool. Then we were.
I waited for Derek Carr until there's like 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
That's why I made the pick. And then Ramondre Stevenson, I just did it immediately on accident.
All good. All right. We are back in the bottom of the 10th round here. Looking at my team here, I have 3 running backs that I trust. Haven't gone running back in a while, though. 4 wide receivers, 2 stability, 2 high upside guys. My quarterback and my tight end here. So as I look on the board here, we're in a bit of another dead zone here, but there's one guy that I actually am very high on, running back here, a rookie running back that I think is going to take over this team's backfield. Yes, it's a horrible backfield and a horrible offense, but listen, out of training camp already, it presumed that Marlon Mack, the guy that was supposed to be starting, yes, Marlon Mack, a name you guys have not heard in a long time. Big Achilles injury 2 years ago. Last year, couldn't fully come back. The Colts just didn't play him because obviously John Taylor. He's found his way onto the Texans, competing for the starting role. He still could get it, but it looks like his injury is still vaulting him here. And then a bunch of guys on 1-year deals. But Dameon Pierce, a running back that has taken pretty high draft capital in the 3rd round for the Texans. They seem like they believe in him enough. I think that by week 1, he's actually going to be taking the starting roles, if not week 2 or 3. And then the 10th round for me, that's pretty good value. So I'm going Dameon Pierce here with my first selection. Sky Moore and Cole Kmet follow me here. So we have a couple interesting options here. Obviously, I'm going with running back or wide receiver when I'm this late. I can wait on my second quarterback if I decide to take one, or I can wait on my second tight end if I decide to take one of those as well. And just so you guys know here, you do have to select a defense and kicker. And unfortunately, it's Bailey doesn't want to. But we do have to, according to this mock draft setting. We can vote on the switch that next time, but just for this, just know that you have only like 5 more positional picks left. Okay, so running backs here are pretty much – there's no more starting running backs left. Those are long gone. These are the handcuff guys that you want to get for your backups. And then there's a guy, obviously, Naheem Hines, I could get to back up Jonathan Taylor if he goes down. I'm not really even sure who the running back for the Giants is if Saquon goes down, but that's something to look into. J.D. McKissick, obviously a very high-value PPR guy, especially if Gibson were ever to go down. That's a huge running back PPR monster in that game here. But I think the running back that I'm going to take, who isn't getting a lot of respect here, and he's in the – he's supposed to be projected to be going in the 12th round here. I'm going to pick him around early because we have no idea freaking Alvin Kamara's situation. He's going in the back of the 2nd round. I'm taking old man Mark Ingram, who last season when Alvin Kamara wasn't playing, he actually produced pretty well for fantasy. So in the 12th round here, who could be a starting running back for the Saints when the season comes, I think that's pretty good value for me there. Next goes Alexander Madison, and Ronald Jones puts Austin back on the clock.
Okay, so I have a few options here. Now would be the time to go with running back depth. My PPR game is crazy. I got 2 tight ends, Hill, Sutton, Wilson, Gallup. We do like Naheem Hines. He's a guy, good spot on your bench, good handcuff, as Jonathan Taylor will have a high workload. Oh, man, but it's sometimes difficult for me to pick handcuffs unless their name is Kareem Hunt. So I will go with upside here. I will draft a rookie running back. He's on the Atlanta Falcons. His running room includes Cordarrelle Patterson and whoever else is there. Falcons lost Mike Davis. I'm drafting BYU product Tyler Algier. Forgive me if I said that wrong.
Algier.
I give a little.
You gave a little pizzazz to it. Yeah, I can vibe with it. All right, following that selection is Tyler Boyd, Hunter Henry, Jamison Williams, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and you like that to round off that. We are at the 11th pick of the 11th round. Bailey is back on the clock here. His team consists of 5 running backs, only 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a quarterback.
And as Nolan just stole the words out of my mouth, I'm looking a little thin at the receiving room. So gonna definitely pick a receiver here with this pick. And we still don't know what is going on with Michael Thomas coming into this year. He said he was supposed to be back, but there's been conflicting rumors about that. And then, I mean, he's been a pretty consistent receiver these past few years. They got a upgraded receivers on the Saints this year, so hoping that he's the one that really breaks out and takes over for the receiving game from Jameis Winston. So I'm gonna go with Jarvis Landry.
All right, Bailey takes Jarvis Landry here off the board. Next is Irv Smith Jr. and Jacoby Myers. Puts Bailey back on the clock again.
And I'm gonna follow up my last pick with another wide receiver here. A little bit more of a upside pick. He was a deep threat in college. I'm gonna pick the rookie rookie receiver on the Washington Commanders. Hopefully, with that big arm that Carson Wentz has, he can hit him downfield for some big plays. Hopefully, some touchdowns in there too. I'm gonna go with Jahan Dotson.
All right, guys, we are doing a mock draft. We are still the Fantasy Rush. We still cover all sports here. I'm gonna break some news here. The Toronto Blue Jays just dropped 28 runs on the freaking Red Sox tonight. That just broke. 28-5 was the final score.
Hey, screw the Red Sox.
And I'm pretty sure 25 of those were in the first 5 innings also.
I'm fact checking it right now because I need to know this information. This is crazy. 28-5. That's so fucking gnarly. So they got 11 runs in the 5th.
Yeah.
They had 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 7 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, 11 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 9th. Damn, bro, that is gnarly.
Yeah, so high majority of those came in the first 5 innings.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. Third, 4th, and 5th were the majority of the
Yeah.
Dang, bro. People started popping off. How many home runs were there? I'm curious. A lot. Wow. And their pitcher had 10 strikeouts, bro, and 7 innings pitched. Damn, Blue Jays just shit on the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a clip out in itself. That's
Can
fun.
I draft now?
Yes, I will let you pick this. I was just we're all loving sports here. Okay.
Well, we love sports. I know I mentioned it earlier, but Cindy McLaughlin broke 400-meter hurdle world record, fastest female in the world. Check it out. So 3 minutes on the clock, and maybe come draft night, I will pull the trigger on a man who makes unwanted sexual advances on women.
Okay.
But as a fantasy owner of a team that demands respect and courage and determination, I sound like Coach Carter right now. I will not be drafting Deshaun Watson in this situation.
Okay.
Sure, he got a big deal, but I don't stand for the type of character problems that this man carries. 66 massages in however many months.
He had, I think the total tally was that he had 31 a month, which means that's like basically one a day, or like some like 2 a day. He had 66 massage therapists in 2 months. So it's 66 different people.
Sus.
Hey, his muscles are
Dude,
rested.
it's really tense, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, very tense.
Yeah. Well, he left real good though. He wasn't tense when he left.
Yeah.
He left relieved.
Yeah, he left
sure.
feeling good. That's for sure.
So I'm going to go with more PPR because this is a 1-point PPR draft. I'm going to go ahead and go with the guy out in Arizona, Rondell Moore. Good upside. DeAndre Hopkins is out 6 weeks. And Kyler Murray just got a big contract. So we like Rondell Moore in this area of the draft.
Alrighty. Following Rondell Moore was Deshaun Watson.
You Team 4. Watch out for Team 4, dude.
Bro, Team 4 has Kamara too.
Bruh, what are these?
Team 4 has a weird mindset when it comes to allegations, I guess. Well, not Kamara's been proven that he did what he did, but
Yes.
All right, Deshaun Watson and Njoku off the board there. My team so far has 5 running backs, 4 wide receivers, a quarterback, and a tight end here. I'm looking down the board, and I do see the wide receiver. I've already told Bayo this is probably my biggest sleeper, not my favorite guy, but late round prospect. This is the guy that I'm going at in every single draft here. It's his first year on the team, but he is presumably going to be the wide receiver 1. This team really had no wide receiver 1 all year. They were throwing to Kendrick Bourne and Juju Smith and Jacoby Myers. Hunter Henry got the touchdowns, but the Patriots never really had number 1 guy. And not a lot of people even know that Devontae Parker signed with the Patriots this offseason. And
no idea.
See, Austin, the casual fan, had no idea. So, for me, this late in the draft, at like the end of the 12th round in a 12-man, so like 144 picks later, Devontae Parker is my could be New England's number 1 wide receiver, and that's just great value for me there. Justin Fields and Darrell Henderson wrap out the end of the 12th, beginning of the 13th round. I'm back on the board here. There is 3 positional picks left, a defense and kicker to be left. In a 12-man, now we're getting to the the real deep people. We're going in the under the draft boards here. Shoot. I'm gonna take a guy that not many people are talking about here. A lot of rookie wide receivers getting a lot of buzz, but this wide receiver has a pretty clear shot to be the wide receiver 2 for his team when it all comes set and down to it. I really don't think that you're thinking that I'm talking about the same guy. I genuinely don't. But no one talks about this guy. I'm not talking about George Pickens, by the way, Austin. But
I know you're not.
Oh, okay. Well, then we are talking about the same guy.
Damn it.
Every other wide receiver 2 on this team has gotten hurt. Every single person they drafted second round has yet to perform. But I think this guy actually has enough. There's obviously the clear one on this team, but I think in the 13th round, drafting for high upside here, he is going to get a chance to be the second leading target reception for his guys' team. And I already have his starting running back on my team here. So I'm going to go with Alec Pierce. I don't know if that's who you were talking about, Austin, but
who's that? Who's Alec Pierce?
He was a second-round pick for the Colts. So you draft that draft capital, second-round pick. I mean, you obviously want them to pan out. He's going to get the opportunity behind Michael Pittman. Jonathan Taylor's there, but he's not the biggest pass catcher. So I think a lot of targets are opening up here for the Colts. And Matt Ryan is not a mobile quarterback. He wants to dump off that ball. So he's looking to pass it out. And he gets like 4,000 yards a season, even at his old age. So Alec Pierce, good deep shot here. Austin, I'd love to hear who you were thinking about.
I have a
Okay,
feeling he's
well-
thinking of the person I want.
Yeah, I think Bailey might be thinking, yeah. So obviously, I want to go with. I mean, you saw this guy on draft night when when he got drafted. Freaking
Yeah.
George, he's ready to go. George Pickens. I mean, bro, how could you not want a guy like?
Hey, can we get it one more time?
That's the last time I'm doing it. So, how could you not want a guy who's standing at the TV watching himself like that get drafted? That dude is ready to go. Unfortunately, the Steelers wide receiver room is a little bit packed. Yes, they lost Juju. But Deontay Johnson,
Claypool.
my Claypool, Jesus. There's a few guys, and the Steelers like to go in and out with their receivers. And their quarterback's Mitchell Trubisky.
Hey.
No hate, no shame. But
Hey. No.
there he is. And I'm glad to see that number 10 in a Steelers uniform. I really am. But they're not going to ask a lot of George Pickens right now, which, you know, he'll have his moments. I would love to have him on my team. Dynasty team. I'm not going to say any further because our dynasty draft is coming up. But this is a guy who has a good chance of becoming I don't know about wide receiver 2. I don't know what other wide receivers they have. Oh, here we are. They have Valdez-Scantling and rookie Sky Moore. Yes. And they have Juju. Mecole Hardman's been that guy. Oh, he's going to blow up. Oh, he's going to be the next Tyreek Hill. Well, guess what? Tyreek Hill's gone. He has a great chance to be the next Tyreek Hill. This is round 13. I love picking this guy right here because of his high-powered offense. Anytime you can draft a guy who's will get on the field with his team and they're one of the best offenses in the NFL, I love that value. And Nolan, I had to double check that you didn't have freaking Clyde Edwards-Helaire on your team when you said I picked his running back. I was like, wait, what? So right now I'm going to go with Mecole Hardman. He went on First Take this morning and he talked about, you know, those opportunities that Tyreek Hill had and took away from Mecole Hardman. Mecole Hardman's going to have that come this upcoming season. So this is my pick here in the 13th round, and I'm happy about it.
Alrighty. Following that, Bay looks distressed. He wanted Pickens there. But Marlon Mack.
I was going to go. I thought both of you guys were going to get DJ Chark.
Oh.
That's who I was hoping for.
Okay, well, Mecole Hardman, Marlon Mack, Kenneth Gainwell, Tim Patrick, DJ Chark, and George Pickens go right before Bailey. Bailey has a 13-11.
Yep. So I'm going to go with another receiver that has the opportunity, in my opinion, to be the wide receiver 2 on his team. For sure isn't going to be the wide receiver 1 on his team because that man is one of the best receivers in the league. But you can ask anyone and they will agree with that. But they got rid of that. His team, they got rid of a receiver. They let one of their veteran receivers walk in free agency this offseason. Another one of their receivers is injured and he's still a free agent. So they say they want to bring him back, but if he's still a free agent, do you really want to bring him back that badly? It's not on their top of the list. And I think the reason why they're not bringing back Odell Beckham Jr. is because the Rams know that they have Van Jefferson, a sleeping giant. And that's who I'm picking with that.
Oh, are you fucking serious? Team 12? Oh my God, bro.
And all right, now what do I want to pick?
Are you serious, Team 12? Like, what the fuck?
What do we have here? All right. I think so. Out of all of the handcuff running backs that I have picked throughout this draft, I think it's about time that I pick one of my own handcuff running backs. I said I usually don't pick this running back when I picked him earlier in this draft. So for that reason, if
Khalil.
my previous intuitions are correct, I will have the next man up on the depth chart. I'm going with Khalil Herbert.
Khalil. He's that dog, by the way. Oh, well, here goes the run of kickers and defenses. Even though there's still 17 rounds left, this is where Sleeper has the ADP of a lot of kickers and defenses. So they're going to be going off the board real quick. So if you wanted to grab one of those, you missed your opportunity. Austin, back up on the clock here.
All right, yeah. You will see defenses. Voice crack. You will see defenses going off around now. I haven't looked too much into which defenses are going to be good and who's not. I always end up playing the waiver wire.
You'll most likely the defense that there'll be one or two that like are gnarly good, and most of the time they don't even get drafted. They just happen. But most of the time it's pretty interchangeable. But a point that I did want to bring up for you at home is that which happens if in your home leagues and your like friends leagues, defenses and kickers, it really depends because like we have people that are taking defenses in like the 5th round. I've even seen like I won't call them out, but I've seen years where someone took a defense in the 3rd round just because they were supposed to be that good. So you just have to know your leagues, and especially home leagues, people's favorite players, defenses, kickers, high quarterback, high tight end. Just you got to know your league mates. Know who they like, know who they love, know their stupid strategies, and then you benefit off of it. Just want to point that out here. As I'm assuming all of us are not going to go kicker and defense. All right, Austin, you're back on the clock.
Well, that just got me thinking about a few things. Defense, I do always end up with a defense that'll get me 0 points or negative points. And if I have the chance here for a high-scoring defense, my big problem with defenses is it's a lot of it's dependent on matchups. So when you pick a team like the Rams and then they're going to go up against the Bills, which I don't know if they are, but if they do, you're not going to want to play the Rams.
Rams playing Bills week 1 kickoff season, by the way. Thursday Night Football.
I'm just a genius or something. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to go and draft the Rams. I have enough wide receiver depth and running back depth that I'm happy with. So let's get a good scoring defense.
Alrighty, off the board goes Rams defense, then Cowboys defense, then Tyler Higbee. That puts me back up on the clock here. I have 4 picks left, so in kicker and defense, so I still have 2 positional picks left. And when I'm looking around the league here, this is where you look around. You could snag a backup quarterback if you weren't as confident as you were in mine. You could. This is the round where it kind of fallen off. If you want to do it, I could have done a couple rounds earlier. Grabbing a second tight end isn't a horrible shout here. Gerald Everett, newly signed with the Los Angeles Chargers. He's on their team. He's going to get some looks. Robert Tonyan, if he's back and healthy, he could be a huge look in the Packers offense, but I'm not really sure. He's on the pup right now. Gronk's still here for some reason. He's retired, but we don't really know about that one. He could come back in any second. There's one tight end that does actually intrigue me here, and I'll take him here just for the sake of the mock draft because this is a mock draft. As I talked about here earlier, this Tennessee team, right, lost A.J. Brown, and they brought in Robert Woods off an ACL injury, so he's not going to be fully back at start training camp anyway. So they basically have nobody. They lost Juju Smith into free agency for the Patriots. They have Derrick Henry, but we know Derrick Henry is not a primarily pass-catching back. If he takes some targets, that'd be Derrick Henry pick and a half. But the tight end I'm going to go with here is a tight end that they brought in from the Browns he had actually a lot of success when he was in the Falcons. He was a top 6 tight end 2 years in a row when he was in the Falcons, and no one credits that because of how underused he was in the Browns. But I think at this point, in this Titans offense. He's the only guy right now in training camp they're looking at. So I'm going to go with Austin Hooper, a name you probably haven't heard in a minute. But I think just being the only guy, you have a high target share. Kind of like Kyle Pitts reason, but a lot later in the draft. All right, I've drafted the tight end, and I'm probably going to go with my last positional pick here. Just looking around what we got here, Gus Edwards, Jalen Tolbert, a bunch of rookies. Is this? Oh, that's Jamal. So I'm probably just going to go with a shot, and then not shot in the dark, but a shot of a player who I think is going to have tremendous upside. Oh, what? Why is he so low? Huh? That is the right person. Okay, I just found someone that's freaking in the 230s that definitely should not be there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this guy's the wide receiver 2 for his team, and he's been in the league for some time. I think he hates his quarterback, so that's why he's so low, and he's publicly admitted that he absolutely despises his quarterback, so that's kind of tough. But my last – I'm so weird he's listening to draft. I'm going to go with Robbie Anderson. I didn't expect him to be that low in drafts. He's publicly stated that he didn't want to play with Baker Mayfield, and the Baker Mayfield got brought into the team. So maybe that's why he's so low. But I think for that, he's got some great value there. Next goes Niners defense and Darrell Williams for the Cardinals now. Puts Austin back on the clock here. You have 2 more positional picks and a kicker.
Okay. I'll make this quick. I'll go with a guy who's in a very good offense. He still has a lot left to prove, a little getting up there in age. Report here says Sammy Watkins to be a big part of Packers offense. Therefore, in the 15th round, I will pick him.
Nice. Short and sweet. Got what you're talking about there. Gerald Everett from the Chargers goes off. Matt Gay, Tyler Bass, Matt Ryan, Gus Edwards, and puts Bailey back on the clock here. He has 1 more positional pick and then defense and kicker.
All right, so I'm going to take my last positional pick here with this 15th round pick, and I'm going to go a little bit of a off-the-board pick here. I'm gonna pick my week 1 starter. He's going to start for me week 1 at his position, and he switched teams this offseason fairly recently, I might say. But when I say it's a quarterback with a chip on his shoulder and he's cocky, you guys all know who I'm thinking of by me saying that. He's going up against his former team week 1. He's going to go out there with the biggest set of balls that he has, that he owns, and he's just going to torch the Cleveland Browns. He's going to go up and down the field. He's marching up and down the field against that Browns defense because he wants to prove them wrong. He wants to say, fuck you, Cleveland. I should have been your guys' franchise quarterback. I was well worth it. So I'm drafting him now so he can start for me week 1, and then I'm dropping him after for someone on the waivers. I'm taking Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield's geared up for that revenge game. Next pick there.
Strictly a 1-week pick right there.
Yeah, for week 1 against his
farm. That's all I need him for.
Awesome. If you didn't know, the Browns and the Panthers play week 1. So.
Yes.
Alrighty, next goes Tyrion Davis, Price, and Jamal Williams. Bays on the clock here. Kicker and defense left.
Yeah, I'm going to just take the defense that's been the best of the remaining ones these past few years. They've been pretty consistently high ranking fantasy defense, so I'm just going to go with the Ravens.
Alrighty, off the board. Next goes Jalen Tolbert, Brian Robinson, Robert Tonyan, Chuba Hubbard, and David Bell. Austin, the last person between the amongst of us with a positional pick left and a kicker.
I'm going to go with a QB2 here. I will go with a guy who has with a fully healthy wide receiver room. Offense looks pretty dangerous. He's put up big numbers in the past, also in an interception type way. This is Jameis Winston. I would like to go Mac Jones, but I'll leave that up to a Patriots fan.
Alrighty, following that was Jamison Crowder and the biggest dog on the planet, Zach Wilson. Wrapping that up. I got to take a kicker and defense here. And not really much goes into it here. I'm going to go with a defense that also I think is going to be very good this year. Historically, it's been good. And the worst division in football, in my opinion. So I'm going to take the Colts defense just off the fact that I think the Jags, Texans, and Titans are going to be so bad. Except for the week 6 play at Titans and Derrick Henry has 250 yards. That's the week I sit Colts defense. But Hayden Hurst and Bailey's favorite kicker, Matt Prater, follows that selection there, which leaves me back on the clock for a kicker. Justin Tucker unfortunately went a long time ago, so I can't pick Tucker. That sucks. People here, you know that I'm the biggest stan of Tucker. What is this guy's name? What the heck? Okay, guys, don't cancel me. I'm gonna try to pronounce this guy's name. There's a new Jets kicker with the name Chris Nager.
What was it again?
Chris Nager.
Say it a little bit quicker.
There you go for the viewers at home. What a man. I don't even know who the Jets. Oh, it says he got cut by the Cowboys. Wait, what? You know what? He's my boy. I'm taking him. Yeah, I'm taking Chris. My boy Chris. What up? If you're watching the podcast, love the support. Nick Folk, Young Wei Koo off the board, and Austin has his kicker left.
Okay. I wish there was a search function because I can't find Chris Boswell. There is?
There's literally
a search function. Chris Boswell, ADP 516.
Over Chris Nager. That's such a sus name.
Where's Chris? Why is Chris Carson so bad?
Because he broke his neck and everyone thinks he has to retire. All right, following that, Saints defense, Deontay Foreman, Curtis Samuel, Patriots D, Pittsburgh's D. Bailey basically Mr. Irrelevant here with his kicker.
Yeah, I'm going to take my actual favorite kicker, Rodrigo Blankenship, plain and simple.
Perfection. That is the end of our draft here. We hope you guys did enjoy the draft between all three of us. We hope to have mostly all three of us here for every single mock draft that we do. It's more fun that way. We're going to be switching up the picks, switching up the amount of people, switching up the scoring formats from whatever you guys want to see, we will do. Just let us know in the comments down below or let us know on TikTok. Wherever you see us, just let us know what you guys want to see. We're men of the people. On that note, though, we hope you guys did enjoy. That is it for today. Subscribe to the YouTube. Comment what you want to see next. Like the video. Follow the TikTok. You guys know it from now. For that, peace out.